Let's go.
Dr. Rosie Milligan, one of the most sought-after speakers on the circuit today. Her live internet talk show, Express Yourself, is the most provocative, thought-provoking, and talked-about radio show on the internet. There's no holds barred, and Dr. Milligan puts the B in bold. She brings it every Tuesday live at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Rosie has been proclaimed the most provocative female writer of the century. Her books include Satisfying the Black Man and Black Woman Sexually Made Simple, Why Black Men Choose White Women, and the book Nigga Please. These books have raised eyebrows across the country. She has authored 21 books and published 350 titles for authors nationwide. Check Dr. Rosie out at drrosie.com for her books, articles, and archives of her internet talk show. Sit at the feet of wisdom. Dr. Milligan is indeed a timekeeper and scorekeeper. She is the clock, calendar, and almanac for Black America. You need to hear her.
Here for sunny California. You're listening to the Express Yourself Hour. I am your host, Dr. Rosie Milligan, coming to you live with nothing but straight talk. Yeah, that's how we do it around here, folks. Nothing but straight talk. My co-hosts, I have two wonderful co-hosts, Mr. Keith Swanson, the AI man. You guys been hearing me talk about him. You've been hearing people say, does he really exist? Is he AI? I didn't realize AI could do so much. So, Keith, now I understand why they may think that you're not real. AI can clone anything. Pretty soon they'll be cloning a man or a woman. We won't have to go looking for a lover. AI, AI. Let's just see what it's going to bring about. Doing everything else, I don't know.
They're doing that already. Elon Musk had his girlfriend, AI robot, sitting next to him in a picture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
For real?
Uh-huh.
Yes, for real.
AI going to put a whole lot of people out of business.
Oh, my God. Wives and everything.
Well, I hope it start babysitting then. Let it start babysitting.
They will do that, too.
We're already halfway doing that. When you put that little screen in front of that baby, you're halfway there.
You know, that's true. Well, let AI start taking them to school.
Yeah,
it can do that too.
It can do that too. Yeah, it can do that.
They have the car. All you have to do is program it.
Show up, honk the horn, and one kid run out, drop them right off. Yeah.
Wow. So, Shawana, are you back in town, or are you still?
I am in town. I am back here.
Okay.
I almost went to Hawaii. I just want you to know.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was like, I'm down. I want to do it.
She's our real estate guru, you guys. She buys, sells, trades. She does everything you can do to home. Why don't you throw your number out there while we're at it, Shawana?
Okay, I will. For anybody that's looking to buy a piece of property, sell a piece of property, have questions about a piece of property, call me. My number is 818-201-6565. Once again, 818-201-6565. I'm right here waiting on your call.
All righty. Well, today, you guys, it is so much going on. Did you guys, I can't remember this attorney. He's also a pastor. Keith, he did something about Trump, and I'm going to get to my topic. He named all the disrespectful ways and black women he disrespect, like Maxine, and they say he called Kamala B in a private meeting. And what's the name of the woman that was in Atlanta, who was running for governor? They played a tape of all the different stuff. There was a time when they couldn't say anything when they did that to their women, but this is not the time. So I'm not going to dwell on that. I just want to drop. So if you haven't heard it, I've seen the clip. Okay. Very interesting.
I've heard it, but the thing is that have you heard what the black women have said about Trump? And it hasn't been nice, so it goes both ways.
Oh, really?
Well,
send that.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways. I mean, at this point, I don't think when we're voting, we should be voting for that we should be voting for, whatever.
They call him Hitler. They call him, they call him fascist. They call him a whole bunch of stuff. White supremacists call him a Klan member. They call him a whole bunch of stuff. So it goes both ways.
I mean, they call them both different names, and I just think that
yeah.
we need to get rid of the name calling, get rid of all the extra. Donald's doing things to Kamala. Kamala's doing things to Donald.
Yeah.
It's like, first of all, we're not about that. We want to know, what are you going to do? Forget all that crap. I'm so tired of this.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're going to do. I'm sitting here listening. I want to know what you're going to do. I want to know what you're doing.
Our vote should not be on personality. It should not be on who we like. I'm going to get to my topic. It should be voting for the policies that's good for the country, not because you like a man or you like a woman. I think when we pull that in contact, that will help us make a decision. Not like, well, I like this one, or I like her, I like the way she dressed, I like the way she look. I thought, what are the policies? What's good for this country? That's what I want everyone to think about. Forget personality, forget estrogen and progesterone, and think about what's good for the country. But today we're going to talk about the presidential illusion. The presidential illusion. While we wait for the next president of the United States, what must we do? What must we do in the meantime? It's like we're sitting waiting for something to happen, and we're just going to sit here and see what happens if it don't. Like making a cake. If I didn't put the right ingredient, I'm just going to throw it in the oven anyway and, see how it come out. We just waited to see how the cake come out. My father told me, he said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm saying to you, don't put all your hope into the next president. Let's get real. Let me know. I want somebody to call up here and let me know what would change in your life and your family's life under the administration of either president elected. Now, I'm putting a challenge out there. I want you to call me and tell me what changed, what will change in your life and in the life of your family under either presidential elect. Now, this ought to make people think while all the hoopla is going on. What's going to change? I want them to name three things. And how much do you really know? This is the real question here. How much do you really know about either presidential candidate beyond media talk? That's a question to be answered, because people think everything they hear, Fox News, any place, they just running and rapping and saying things, a lot of untruths. It's like, what's that game Keith People used to play, the whispering game?
Oh, the telephone?
Yeah, I mean, you tell one person by the time it get to, Yeah. That's how they're running with this information about the election, about what each party have done. What they have done is one thing, but we want to know, like you said, Shawana, what you gonna do? That's what I want.
Exactly. I want to know about the tax cuts. I want to know about the foreign policy. I want to know about all your climate change things. I want to know about health care, all different types of things. I want to know. I don't want to hear, you said this and I said that. No, I want to know about your education. What you going to do different? What are you going to do different about the homeless? How can you help our community? I mean, we have so many things that's going wrong right now at this point that we need something to go right. And so we have to make proper decisions.
Yeah, what you going to do about the soldiers? Yeah, the people who fought in the service. And what you going to do about the disproportionate African-American laying out in the street don't have a place to stay. It's time that you can't say, I can't focus on no one particular race. You focus on one particular gender. Y'all put laws in effect for, people who want to be transgenders or want to be whatever they call themselves, same sex. You put laws in for them. You did something specific for them. Why in the hell is everybody afraid to say, I want to do something for black folks? Isn't that interesting? You can do something for the cripple. You can do something for the handicapped.
Yeah. You know,
Why do something for the black folks? No, I'm just kidding.
you know, actually said
I
that.
heard somebody say that one day.
You know who said that? That nobody
Who?
listens to. That you would never
Who?
think would say that. Ann Coulter.
Really?
Mm.
Yes. She said, "Why are we giving out the giving?" I said, "They said all these laws, all these special things were meant for people we owe a debt to, and it's not the immigrants coming in, right? Say black folks should get reparations, or they should get special treatment because we use their bodies to build this country. So they're the ones we owe the debt to, not people coming in that just got here, okay, that weren't raised in slavery or not really organically part of this country." She actually said that.
And that's absolutely the truth, Keith. I mean, there were amendments, I believe it's the 13th. There's things been in place, put in place through the Constitution for black folks, and everybody benefited from it but black folks.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So this presidential illusion, it's an illusion. Because folks think will come November 3rd, which I don't believe the voting day gonna happen on November 3rd. That's just mine. I really don't care. Okay, y'all watch. I ain't trying to prophesy up in here, but you watch and see some computers gonna go down.
The only way it's not going to happen is if we have a World War III. That's the only way it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
all
that's
they gotta
true.
do is you want to work on these computers and satellites and phone. Trust me, technological, they can shut that day down.
No, they have to. What they have to do is go to. They have backup paper ballots, so it would take longer.
Yeah, but then you can't do it on the 3rd. Because how quick is it going to get you to go get your paper ballot?
No.
Okay,
just like
it's not going to happen. It may prolong.
it will take longer to count the votes, but the thing is, you can still vote on whatever the day is because they have backup paper ballots. So if computers go down, okay, the little card that you punch, okay, it doesn't have to run through a computer, just like when they had to go back through the boxes and hand count those ballots, okay? They can do the same thing. It's still paper because
they would have enough. You think they would have enough?
They have to. Yeah, they got a ballot for everybody.
Yeah, I wonder how many trash cans some of to go into.
That's another story. But it's another story. The thing is, in fact, there's a couple states, I think it's Georgia, and there's another one that want to get rid of scrap the computers altogether and go back to the hand ballots.
So they can throw them away?
It's easier. It's harder to manipulate a physical hand ballot than it is a computer. Okay, a computer, all it takes is a couple of keystrokes.
Okay. Well, let's just say this. Bottom line with this presidential illusion. There are folks who thinking, if so-and-so get in, my back rent going to be paid.
Right.
New president can make my husband come back home.
Yeah, some people do.
President make my kids pull their pants up. They want the president to do everything for them. So let's think about it. I want those out there listening. I challenge you to tell me 3 things, just one. What would change in your life and your family's life under the administration of either president-elect? And that's a big question. I said name 3, but just name 1. We are under an illusion, but my main question is this. While we wait for the next election, my challenge to you is what must we do in the meantime? What must we do in the meantime? Number 1, we need to be having family meetings. It's an emergency. We need to make sure that our family is all right versus all the energy we put in the White House. Because if it doesn't go the way you think it's going to go, will you and your family have a place to stay? If the interest rate go up or down, these are some things we need to be looking at. What are their policy? What are they thinking about interest rates? And what are they thinking about the basic things of life that sustains us? The price of food, okay? These are some things we need to be looking at?
I have been investigating those things too. So
Okay, the price
yes,
of gas. These are the things. Insurance companies pulling out and leaving you
the reason
stranded.
why the price of gas is going up is because we're not allowing drilling anymore. Because we're trying to go to electric and force everyone to electric. What's
We're
going to happen
drilling,
if
but we're drilling.
everyone is going to we're not drilling like we're supposed to be doing. And
Well,
when we drill, we give it away to people that other countries
well, let's
instead of
just
our
say
country.
this.
That's
Our
partly true. Yeah.
yeah, our concern needs to be, what are you going to do about the cost of living? What are you going to do
Yes,
about the cost of medicine? What you
Hmm.
going to do
right.
about pharmaceutical who
Yes,
take the diagnosis that's most prevalent and charge the
right.
highest
I mean, because those
price,
are so important.
just gouging. They know half
Healthcare.
this country almost is diabetic. So just for the
Mhm.
little stickers, they're going to charge you $100 some. People paying
Mhm.
$900 for one prescription key for
Yeah.
Ozympia and some of those
Oh
things.
my God,
Okay,
Ozempic.
Ozempic,
Yeah.
yeah.
$900. Some people are
Hmm.
paying $10,000 a month for cancer medication. These are the
Mhm.
questions that we need to be asking. That's why I'm saying, how is it going to impact your life? If the policy is not to do something about food, do
Hmm.
something about housing,
Hmm.
what did anybody ask them any question about whether they want to raise interest? What they want to do that's going to impact our personal life? That's what
Yeah.
we need to be looking at. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. 'Cause,
Yeah.
whew,
I think that Trump is the only one that even talked about interest rates. Okay.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
he's the only one.
oh,
I don't
He
think. I don't think.
talked about.
I
but
don't think.
what did he say about it?
He said he's going to make sure they get lowered. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
And
gonna lower him.
he go lower. And the president has a lot of leeway with the Treasury and the Fed to actually lower interest rates because he did make Powell lower them the last time Powell wanted to raise them. He made them lower
Yeah.
again. Yeah. So they have a
Yeah,
lot
he
of
said he's
impact.
lowering. He's lowering. He's not going to force people to change to gas to electrical. He's going to
Yeah.
continue gas. He's going to start drilling immediately. He's going to take control of the border that
Yeah.
has not been taken control. I mean, we have illegal immigrants coming in here left and right, taking over all of our jobs.
They're not illegal.
And
That's the problem. They're not illegal immigrants.
No.
That's why they started calling them
they
migrants.
just coming in here.
They
Migrants, yeah.
remember when
Yeah,
Biden.
okay, they're migrants. Okay, migrants, however you want to
That's
call
what
it or
they
dress
call
it
them
up.
migrants now because they're not illegal because
Right.
basically Biden allows them in. Okay, he actually encouraged them to come. So and they're getting stipends, as we speak. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but what they're getting when they come here, it's amazing that people is not in an uproar when you're looking at how
oh they
other
are.
people come here. But
Oh, they
I
are.
haven't heard any noise about it.
Ooh,
Are
ooh,
they keep?
go back and look about Chicago. Talk about migrants getting
Oh yeah,
it,
Chicago don't want them there anymore. They trying to run them out.
and New York and a few other places talk about migrants getting stuff. Texas was the first one because there was too many in Texas. That's how come the governor said we're going to send you're going to send National Guard down to the border. If you can't stop these people from coming over, we'll send people down. Okay, and so they had to have this agreement where if they come in, then the federal government has to pay the cost to ship them someplace else. So the thing is, there's reason for them to do it. The thing is, they're not coming to the American people and say, okay, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it. They haven't done that. They just
Right,
let
you
them
have
across,
to.
pretend like it's not happening. Go ahead.
You find out sneakily that
Yeah.
what's going on and how
Yeah.
much money they are
Yeah.
giving. Where
Yeah.
we have people sleeping in the streets,
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
only that, we have people who fought in the service, who fought for this country,
Mm-hmm.
sleeping in the street, can't
if
get medical care.
if I can find it, I'll actually email you guys this migrant center from New York, man, that they had built, but FEMA had built. I mean, it's got 24-hour food service. It's got barracks, and it's got all kinds of bathrooms, and it's right across the river from Manhattan. So
Okay.
I'll send it to you. We'll
send it.
just check it out.
Send it
Yeah,
to
I'll
me.
email it to you. Okay, I'll
Okay.
email it to you.
Okay, but let me ask you this question, both of you, as my
Mhm.
co-host.
Mhm.
What do you see will change under either administration for you? I'm not talking about what they're going to do for overseas and for you, just personally.
Okay, the thing is overseas affects what your costs, okay? Because
Mm-hmm.
I think there was one guy, I don't know, famous guy. He put it on TikTok, right? He ordered. It said he ordered a case of goods, so I think a month's worth of groceries from Walmart, okay, around $24, right? And so in 2024, he said, okay, what would happen if I ordered the same items in 2024? Okay, it was $124 in 2022. In 2024, it's 414. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so now that's inflation, and there's I mean, there's complex reasons like supply chain, what you did with the dollar, the reason that your gas prices are up or staying high is because you're shipping oil and gas over to Europe because of the pipeline that went on in Germany. There's a whole bunch of reasons why this stuff is going on. Okay, raising of interest rates, all kind of stuff. Basically, you're in. I'm not going to say too much, but say is you're in a wartime economy without being declared war. So basically, what you did, what's happening now with the interest rates and the higher taxes and all the other kind of higher stuff, is because of what's going on not about here, but just also globally. But
Something is
go ahead. Go ahead.
something is in the chat, I believe you want to look at.
Okay. It says Trump Musk interview. Okay. Trump says he'll flee to Venezuela if he loses, claiming the it's a far safer place. Okay. That's funny.
Okay, let's just
He's
move right on.
yeah, he's a goof. Yeah.
Yeah, move wherever you want to.
Mhm.
But let's look at seriously.
Okay.
I think one thing I think people need to do, and I want to say this: whoever
Mhm.
you vote for, I'm not trying to tell you who. Vote. That's one thing that Biden said when he stepped down. I like that comment that he was more focused on what was good for the country. Now
Mhm.
that was an important statement because you can go for what's good for your ego.
Uh-huh.
I want to be president, power,
Mhm.
but what's good for the country. And if
Mhm.
everybody would think about that, it
Mhm.
would be a better world. And for those others, I don't know who else is run, but let me just jump off on that.
Okay.
Anybody that's running that want to throw a hat in, I believe they're getting paid to split the votes. Because I can't think of anybody else out there can gather up the steam of the support than Kamala. So if anybody else on the Democrat, they just
Mhm.
want to run. And I think this election is too important for
Mhm.
somebody to just try to make a name for themselves. What you think?
It's basically this is something. Go look if you guys want people that are listening. If you really want to see some inside baseball, uh, uh, AOC Cortez, right? Alexandria Cortez actually did an Instagram live right from Puerto Rico, right, for almost an hour, okay, and she kind of went off and she kind of told a lot of stuff about inside baseball. And I don't know how much I should say on your show, but uh, most of the Democratic Party does not believe in Kamala Harris. Okay, most of them don't. But the thing
Uh,
is go ahead.
oh, really? Well,
Yeah, oh
I
yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
understand that she's the only person that every Democratic past president have endorsed.
And this is something that she did
Now,
say.
it may be
Okay.
rumor. You know
No,
what I'm
no, no,
saying? Because
no,
we
no,
hear
no, no.
so much stuff now, we don't know what's true.
Okay, and this is something that she did say, and I don't want to take up too much time with it because the time is short, right? Well, she did say had you done it 6 months or a year out, then it'd been a different story, right? But with 3 months to go, the way the money moves, the way the delegates move, trying to get somebody built up in place with policy, it's too late, right? And even Obama himself did not believe in her. But the thing is, when they went back and did the math, she's the only person that made the math
Yeah,
work, right?
yeah.
And so everybody has to get behind her because if not, I guess the Democratic Party will implode for this cycle. Let's put it that way.
So what you're saying, we have a lot of people who mindset is not what's good for the country, but we want to be state majority Democrats.
Okay, this is something that's going around in the so-called Democratic circles and in the higher ups, right? Kamala's called the break glass in case of emergency candidate.
Okay. Yeah,
She's a,
I can understand that.
she's the
They
only one
really
with that.
had no other choice.
They had
They
no other
really
choice. Yeah, they had no other
not
choice.
with 100 days out. So that's what
100
you
days
call
out, and even,
that's
even
what you
And,
call
and, and what presidents are we
luck on
talking about?
top of luck.
excuse
Are
me.
we talking about two presidents anyway, Barack and Bill Clinton? I mean,
No, no, no.
what are we?
Oh no, we talk
Which
about
other,
Clintons don't really say much now because of what happened with
no, I
the
mean endorsing. We're talking about past.
oh oh
I
oh,
understand that they
Past
all
presidents
all the
endorsing.
Democrats are getting behind her because
they all
she's
did.
on the dollar. Yeah.
The main two are Obama and the Clintons
All of
are
them did.
endorsed.
All of them,
Right.
all of them are getting behind her.
Right.
The whole Democratic Party did the math and said, okay, she's the only one, so everybody's
But
getting behind her.
they have to be behind her. She's the only person that can
It's on the
run
left.
at
It's
this
on the
point.
left. Yeah. Yeah,
Well, that's
with
what
the,
we're saying.
yeah.
And
That's
they're
what we're
hoping,
saying.
and praying that she can win.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It basically that's how come. No, Biden. Remember, I was telling you that Biden can't campaign. Okay, he can't physically. He
Uh-huh.
can't campaign, and even he realized it, and that's why Obama went to him and said, "Man, you know what? Basically, to actually save the down, you need to step down because we need to save the down ballot seats. Okay, because you're going to affect them."
Hmm.
He
But
even said that in his he actually had a sit down on Sunday.
yeah, well
Yeah,
that's why I say for the same thing that Biden said
yeah.
it's the same thing that we all need to say when we go
Hmm.
to the poll to vote. Let's not vote for personality,
Yeah,
not
policy.
even party.
Mhm.
Let's
Hmm.
vote for what's good for this country that you live in, your children and your children's children will have to live in. Think that deep. Think past
Hmm.
your life. You're not just voting for what's going to happen to you. You are voting
Right.
for what's going to happen to your children and your children's children. So if we can get that message across to people, I think they would sit down and take a different approach,
Yeah.
about this election because it is really serious. It really is.
Hmm. It is.
Let me give the number out. I failed to get the number out to the callers. That number is 310-928-7733. That's 310-928-7733. If you're at work and you don't want anybody to know what you're saying, I got you. I hear you.
Hmm. Hmm.
You can email us here at innerlightradio@yahoo.com. That's INNERLIGHT, innerlightradio@yahoo.com. You can email us or you can give us a call and let us know your take on this presidential illusion. And
Hmm.
subtitle is while we wait for the next president of the United States, what must we do in the meantime?
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
and focus on whichever either one get in. Tell me how it will impact your life and the lives of your families. I
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
somebody. That's $1 million question.
Yeah. I mean, basically, because I was actually talking to a millennial, right, and he's in Chicago, and he's complaining about the housing prices in his area, right? And said, okay. I said, okay, so you're just going to sit around? You're not going down to your county who zones things because the zoning has a lot to do with what gets built, what doesn't get built, right?
Right.
Houses, how many houses should be built, what the standards they should be built in, where they should be, all that kind of stuff, right? Have you and your fellow millennials, which there's probably thousands of you guys, actually gone down to city council or to the county government or even to the state government and said, okay, how can we increase the housing stock to kind of,
Right.
if not bring the prices down, but even out prices?
Yeah, the young people need to be doing that. They're getting out of college and can't even afford a place to stay. We have a caller at 626-626 to go ahead and give us your name and give us your take on the topic.
Caller,
626?
626.
Okay, maybe 626 just want to listen right now. Because it's really, that's why I say, folks, you got to think about how this election
Mm-hmm.
going to impact, skip your life, because to your children and your children's life. When Shawana mentioned housing, that is so critical.
Mm-hmm.
Interest rates so high the average person can't buy a house. If they do, they're gonna lose it in a couple of years because they really couldn't afford it with
Yeah.
all the other stuff happening. Okay, so now when you're sitting in a place, when we're in a country where students go to college, then they come out, they got $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 school loan,
Mm-hmm.
and can't get a job,
Mm-hmm.
and even if get a job, it's not, it won't afford them a roof over their head.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that say for this next generation? When you're voting, that's what you want to think about. This is really critical. And it must be a sad day for young people. Keith, we live to get grown. I can't wait till I get grown. I can't wait till I get 21. We live to get out of our parents' house. And
Right.
we, tell them when they tell us do stuff. When I get my own house, I ain't going to have to get up when I don't have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Somebody out there know exactly what I'm talking about. But now you getting up earlier than you did when you was in mama's house. You didn't know life was going to be like that because you're working two jobs now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Life does bring about a change.
And sometimes we don't want our kids to suffer,
Yeah,
and we forget. Yeah, we forget that we have to prepare adults to actually go out and live in the world, and sometimes we don't do a good enough job. Sometimes.
Well,
Shawana might be the exception.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Valley girl, she's in the valley. Shawana, tell me what the Bible say about this. She always got a scripture. Look, you guys, think about it.
I was just thinking, Dr. Rosie, about, when you were talking about homeless and taxes and things like that, about a new proposition that's going to be coming up on, I think it's Proposition 1. They're, of course, increasing the minimum wage to $18 an hour. So what is that going to do? That's going to get you to vote. Yes,
inflation.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
Right, inflation, yeah. But at the same time, that same proposition that increases you to $18 an hour also proposes increasing your income taxes to fund a new institute focused on pandemic prevention. So if income taxes go up,
pandemic, okay?
It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But we really have to be careful when we're voting on propositions and things like that. So I think it's something that we definitely have to talk about. I mean, because all this, I just think things are changing, and because we don't read, we don't vote right. So we have to read so that we vote right, vote for the right president, and not be influenced by what a person is doing, be influenced about what they're going to do. What are they going to do?
Yeah, and that's what they have not told us. And that's what they have not told us. They have not told us a damn word about what they're going to do. They talk about each other.
Well, no, Donald, for one time, finally said something. I was quite shocked. I was like, oh, my God. He laid down what he's going to do, and I thought, this is what you should stick with, and this is what Kamala should stick with. Tell us what you're going to do. Tell us how it's going to impact us in the long run, what it's going to do for us as a community, and what it's going to do for us individually, because all of this matters for us. And people think when we're out just to hurt people that have a lot of money, that's rich, that if we hurt them, we hurt ourselves. But they don't tell you that. When they were voting, do this. We're going to raise this on these people. We're gonna, anybody making $400,000, we're coming after you. And to me, $400,000 is nothing. So if you're coming after $400,000 and you come after a person making $1 billion, what are they going to do different? What they're going to do different is they're going to charge you. You charge me, I charge you. That's why we have high gas. That's why we have high everything, fruits, vegetables, anything that we buy in the grocery store, something that used to cost $100 now costs $300. That is not in our favor.
Yeah.
People are going broke. People are homeless on the streets. They're on these drugs. They're talking to themselves. Something has to give. And you have to open up your mind and not be sidetracked by what looks good to you. You have to look at what is real. What is real?
And being fair, I haven't heard, because I don't listen to a lot of the stuff that you guys may hear the Trump say and Kamala say. You know, so in fairness, I don't know what she has promised. I'm sure she have told the people something. So once I get off of here, I'm going to really look up what is she what is she planning? What is her policy? But number one,
She hasn't
I
said.
think the public need to lay down what they want. We have some obligation to take, but somebody is telling them what they want. Trust me, those people who throwing up all that money, they lay down their agenda.
Oh,
And you're not in it.
well, people are
Okay.
they're pretty pissed off and they're pretty clear. The top three things, and this is something that I've said, and this is something that keeps repeating itself, right? They don't want all this money going over to fund these wars, right? They want their money to come home. That's number one. Number two, okay, you got to do something about the interest rates and inflation because that's pissing people off, okay? And the third one is how many migrants are you going to let over? How are you going to integrate them? How much is it going to cost? And how much? What part of the pie are they going to get that I have to give up? So,
Yeah,
those are the top
exactly.
three. Yes, sir.
What
Yes, ma'am.
seemed to me it would be, what are you going to do for us, your U.S. citizens? Then it's not like us being against this one against that one.
No.
Lay down what you're going to. If you do the right thing,
Okay.
you won't have excess. That's just like a man making a whole lot of money,
Yeah.
and he can, give his girlfriend a whole bunch, and the wife don't miss it.
I
Okay?
can give
But
you
when
one. Go ahead.
when he making just a little bit of money, and you giving some away, she gonna know it, okay? So we need to know if you're doing the right thing, you won't have that excess, Keith. Then you'll put your foot down about what you are allowing to happen. The American people are being tired of so much. They're tired of the waste, like during COVID, all that money that went to unemployment people, 100 checks to one house, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, where's the accountability of the people that's spending our money?
That's good. That's fact. Okay. There's one thing about why certain things impact that presidents do that's hidden. Okay. And J.D. Vance, I don't particularly like the guy, but the dude is actually sharp. Okay. He asked Jerome Powell during a Fed meeting, right? It was actually a Fed interview, right? He said, okay, how do 7 million migrants come across the border impact the price of housing, right? Okay. The thing is, Shawana probably knows, right? If you read this stuff, right, you have a deficit of 5 million houses across the country, right? Five to 10, right? Depending on how you want to count it, right? Okay. But you bring in 7 million more people across, okay, that need housing. So how does that impact your housing costs, ability to get housing, that kind of stuff? So the thing is, all this stuff, there's no such thing as separation, right? So if because if they do one thing, it's all shared, it's going to impact everybody, okay? And that's just one thing. It's just one thing, okay?
Let me give the telephone number out again. It's 310-928-7733. That's 310-928-7733. Or you can email us here at innerlight, INNER, innerlightradio@yahoo.com. You'll listen to the Express Hour. Our topic is the presidential illusion. While we wait for the next president of the United States, what must we do in the meantime?
Yeah.
Other than talk to each other about it. Is there a group? Is there a forum? Are there people who getting together to say this is a list that we need to present? Everybody just talking. Who is in the ear? Who has the power? Who can get? I don't know who that is. Who can get into the ear?
If enough people walk down to the congressman's office, okay, things will start to change. Well, most people think you have to go to the president. No, go to your congressman. Go to your senator, okay? You got Twitter, you got email, you got all kinds of stuff, right? If you get 1,000 people to flood your congressman's email box with a problem, things will start to happen, okay? Don't worry about it. Okay, you can't touch it.
No, that's what happened with me.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I did that. I called 311. I said, 311, listen, I have the homeless people just living all over by a piece of property my mom owns. And I said, we can't have this. And they said, well, let me put a call in. So they did their thing, and then they said there's nothing they can do. So I went to the council person. I said, hey, council person, listen, these people are living here, and they can't just live all on the street with rats rolling all over. People pay good tax money, property taxes, beautiful area, great neighborhood, and you're allowing it because it's alongside of a freeway there. All these people are just living there. And I said, no, they can't just live there in the middle of the street when you're going down the turn.
So what happened?
And she said, sure, well, what would you like me to do? And I said, I'd like you to move them somewhere else other than inside of a residential neighborhood like this. And they said, well, where would you like me to move them to? I don't have anywhere to move them. And I said, well, since you don't have anywhere to move them, why don't you move them by your house?
Nope.
I did. I said, move them by your house. Since you think that us paying property taxes don't matter, move them by your house.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay,
she says,
that's what
I'll have it taken care of. I'll have it taken care of right away. They were moved within a week. Within a week, they had been moved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I say, what are we going to do in the meantime with all this stuff that we see happening? Folks, you got to be very clear when you start talking about salary raise and businesses closing because they can't afford. Then you get more. Maybe business need to have subsidy. Hell, you sending money to everybody else. Look at the business, look at their tax, look how long they've been in business, and subsidize their business. Because they're not going to go home with nothing and pay employees everything. They have families too. So when they close their doors, you got another burglar on the street, okay?
Right.
You got somebody else who's going to take. So all this stuff impacts us. See, it used to be, it was more people that had money, but now it's less people that have money. So what we're really fighting, you guys, it's the rich against the poor right now. It really is. The rich saying, don't do this, don't do nothing with the housing because it's going to impact me. The poor people saying, well, I can't pay no more rent. I'm tired of you all going up to rent. You're making me homeless. We got a hell of a problem here. So it's really the haves against the have-not. It is so many more have-not. That's the real battle.
It goes
But how
away.
come we can't come in between?
Shut up, guys.
It's always been that way. But go ahead, Shawana.
Oh, no, that was someone else speaking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Caller?
626, did you have a comment? 626? So, Shawana, I think we have to find ways to come into the middle, maybe the have and the have not. Need to have some type of cross dialogue so there'll be a understanding. Because people who don't own property, they have no clue what they're asking you to do.
No.
They have no clue. And if they actually knew, I think they would think differently. I think they would probably say, well, I'll pay for the gardener. They have no idea. That's just like when you work for a company. Employees has no idea the burden on an employer when you have to do your workers' comp. You pay for life insurance. You pay for medical. They have no idea about this. All they see is what I'm bringing home. So I think it's time for the have and the have-nots and the in-betweens to really have some type of dialogue. So there'll be some type of understanding. Because
I think so because you do have to understand that. I mean, because people thought, oh shoot, I don't have to pay my rent for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, great!
Oh, yeah.
But what happens? What happens?
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean, eventually the person like myself got the money back, but at what cost? At whose cost?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. And basically, and I'm sure that you had to take a haircut too. You didn't get all your money. So I'm sure it was a compromise.
And then what they did to some people gave the tenant the money instead of the landlord.
That's your governor. But the thing is, it shouldn't have gone. I don't know why you would pay it to the tenant because the tenant's just going. They're gonna. Okay, I got free rent and money too on top of that. That's.
Keith, let me ask you a question. Why does the government do a lot of foolishness they do? Why they have buildings rented that nobody's in? Why they do that? Why they have? Just go ahead on.
Okay, the thing is that And then I said this a long time ago when Biden got in. He's going to have to choose between the banks and the people. Okay. And at first, when let's say like what he did, he took that emergency money, right, the COVID money, and said, okay, the people that are already in place, we're going to try to make the property owners as whole as possible. Okay. And in California, they took the money, and I think they did the right thing. You have other places like Texas and a few other places that didn't like it, and they held up the money, or they sent the money back. Okay, so we don't want it because it's X, Y, or Z. But it's always been that way. And the thing is, the reason that what's really going on, really, the reason that you don't have enough housing, they won't build housing, is because most of the housing and the property actually sits on the bank's balance sheet. And if it goes down too far, it's going to take a hit. The bank's going to take a hit. And so you have a lot of in New York and San Francisco, a lot of places they have all this commercial property. It's been stagnant for a long time with nobody in it. Why? Because the bank would have to write it down. If the bank writes it down, then they're going to have to take a hit, and that bank may stay solvent or may not stay solvent. So at some point, you're going to have to choose between the banks and the people. Because you can build houses, okay? You can build a lot of houses. You can bring
you see,
it's supply and demand. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but these investors, everybody's talking about how high the lumber and all this kind of stuff. Well, what's going down now? It ain't no lumber. They pulling these carts. What do you call them? That they building these houses with? Yeah, those
container houses.
They getting away with murder, okay? They getting away with murder.
The Chinese have pre-manufactured houses. In fact, they put up 40,000 houses within a month in South Africa, right? They just shipped them all over. They cleared the land, and they put up the houses. Okay, I think they're like 800 square feet apiece. Okay, something like that, right? You can do it if you want.
That just remind me. That's what I need to put on my land in Mississippi. I just thought about idea. Just trying to build from some wood and all that type of stuff.
Uh-huh.
But see, people are not questioning. So what can we do in the meantime? We need to be saying to our local people, and to the power to be in the presidential, you got to do something. To me, housing is number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the basic threat of security.
Yes.
When you don't have any place to stay, you and your kids sleeping in cars, and I'm telling you, who is going to impact a lot is the elderly. The elderly on the Social Security check, the average Social Security check cannot cover a one-bedroom rent. So if that landlord is forced to sell his property because somebody ain't doing right, and you won't let them raise the interest rate, grandmama gonna be outdoors. That more elderly homeless people, I guess they'll just have to start admitting them to the hospitals. I don't know what they're gonna do. But think about it. How many elderly you know that Social Security will pay for their rent in LA? And somebody said, well, they don't have to be in LA, go someplace else. That's just like people said during Katrina. Why them people didn't leave? I said probably the same reason a lot of people here couldn't leave. Don't have gas money to put in their car.
Yeah.
Folks, I hope we stop all this insensitivity and really look at life the way it really is. Things are not looking good. I don't care what they tell you. So in the meantime, you need to have a meeting with your family.
Yep.
Every week, you guys need to make sure that you have insurance in place, you have a living trust or a will, power of attorney, that if your mother gets sick. I've gotten at least 3 calls this week with someone needing a power of attorney. So I can't do that. You need conservatorship file. This person is not capable of making decisions. People wait too late. Now you're sitting there looking at your mother, your father, your child every day, and you wait till it's too late to say, oh, I need to get a power of attorney so I can make decisions. So that's why I say what we must do in the meantime, start putting your money together, start looking at the fact the houses are expensive, but why don't 3 or 4 of us go in together?
Yeah, you can do that.
You living together now, people used to didn't want to live with anybody. I don't want anybody living with me. Because, honey, I might
But they'll move
decide
in when they need to. No.
Wait a
Oh
minute.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's better than the street. Yeah.
Hey, they'll
Yeah,
move in when they have to, but they don't
they'll
want to
move
do it
in now.
together.
And then they go, yeah, because I may get up inside. I want to walk around naked. Well, walk around naked. Ain't nobody studying about you. But you need to stop all of that foolishness because now almost everybody, if you got an extra room, I shouldn't say this. I'm going to say it anyway. You better not let nobody know. Or you better put a sewing machine or put some washing machine in. Anybody got a vacant
Your
room?
kids are gonna be coming.
Somebody,
Your
somebody
kids come
coming,
and stay at
okay?
least once a month.
Yep, somebody coming. But I want to say this, you guys. When your loved ones, when your family, your friends, when they come, all you need to do is set down the ground rules. Don't turn them away if you can help them and they know how to act. Now, underscore now. See, some people don't know how to act. They act like it's their house. When you know you are a guest, okay? So don't be so quick to turn it down because there's a lot of folks who's in a different place right now, and we don't know where it's going with this economy. So all I'm saying is be nice, be kind, be compassionate. Just don't be used. You don't want somebody staying with you, saving up to get them apartment, but every time you look up, they walking in the door with a Nordstrom bag. Okay,
That's true.
they going to get themselves a weave. They have to have an iPhone instead of an Android. I'm just saying up in here. Okay, but have compassion. Because we don't know where we're going with this situation. I thank God every day, you know, that I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm where I am. I am grateful. I'm grateful because there are folks who are on the down and out who had far more than me in their lifetime, but now they have nothing. So one medical chaos can wipe you out of everything. Just one, because you spend every dime you have to get well. You're not gonna say, "Well, wait, don't do nothing else because I want to leave 50,000 for my kids." Shawana,
You know
I don't
what?
think that's right.
I help my kids while they're alive because I think that's what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to help your children grow while you're here so that you can make sure that, because usually when you inherit money, when a person passes away, it's just gone unless
It's
they
gone.
give it to you in pieces, you know, like every 5 years in increments.
And
I
that's
know
why.
one of my friends had, I think she got a lot of money, and what she did was they gave her only $100,000 when she turned 21. She got $100,000. I think within 6 months that money was gone. So she didn't have anything else until 5 years later. So the next time she got some money, she made sure she did what she was supposed to do with it. So we have to really protect our inheritance when we get it because it goes fast. And if you don't
That's
invest it properly, you know, I always say I send my dollars out, you know, picture your dollars going out the front door, and they bring friends with them. I always have them bring friends
yeah.
back with them. Don't just send them out.
I like
bring,
that. But
bring,
see,
bring,
that's
bring
why.
something back, huh?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I
bring some
teach
friends
people
with you.
when they have children, they should young people do a child's trust, but not just a child's trust. You can do an adult trust. In other words, you have a guardian over that money. You know your kids. You know who's crazy and who's not. I'm just saying. You know who will manage. You know who's not in control. So why do that? Have a guardian, and they issue that money out to that person. You may
Yeah,
have someone who's on alcohol or on drugs. Then
yeah,
you may want them to get their money once they go to rehab. And it's just so many things that you can say. But if you end up in probate because you didn't prepare a trial, the
yeah.
judge is not concerned about what Johnny going to do with that money.
hmm
Okay? When they probate close, you give Johnny his check, whether he's going to smoke it up in one day or whatever he's going to do. That's one of the reasons it's really critical for people to really make sure they have a living trust in place. So in the
Right.
meantime, that's some of the things you need to do. Make sure your family, everybody have burial plan or have life insurance. Because we
Yeah,
talking about times are getting hard.
yeah.
But think about it. Now you got to go bury somebody who didn't have any money.
hmm
So, folks, what we can do in the meantime is get out of debt. Don't be like
Exactly.
the U.S. Don't be like our country, okay?
Yeah, that first
Get
one, get
out
out
of
of debt.
debt.
Hmm.
That's one thing you need to do, and teach your children about debt. That's what you can do in the meantime,
Hmm.
because if you can teach them, it will make a difference in how they respond to what you leave them. Because did you guys know these credit card companies, when you get credit card, they're not basing it on your credit. Now, if it's real low, they ain't gonna give it to you at maybe 500, but they're charging people with $700 or $800 credit score is paying like with pennies, stores like that,
Hmm.
39% interest.
Yeah, yeah, it's
You hear
back
me?
to the old days.
With good credit, they don't care about your credit.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh,
Oh, they
I
don't
know
care.
y'all. You need the money. You come here to buy on credit. Must mean that you don't have it in the bank. So I can do what I want to do. Folks, I hope you listen to this. Cut those. You don't have to cut them up,
Yeah, put them in the
especially because
freezer.
some of them may have cash. You might can pull 2,500 or so off of it, and in
Hmm.
emergency you may have to do that. And then you'll be paying more interest. But you need to be getting out of debt.
Hmm.
You need to be saving you some money. You need some
Hmm.
emergency money.
Hmm.
You really do. Because down to this election, you're going to see an emergency. We
Oh
don't
yeah.
know. You may not be able to go out of your house for a few days.
Ah, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But yeah.
Y'all, but see, y'all don't listen. Yeah.
What
But I'm serious. You need some emergency money, folks.
you do, you
Don't
do.
get it twisted.
You do because
Yeah.
a lot of people are in credit card debt. They're behind on their mortgage. A whole bunch of stuff. And the thing is, um, you need you need to sit down with your family and get your
Hmm.
spending under control. Okay,
That's it.
biggest
That's
thing.
what you can do in the meantime.
In the
Go ahead.
meantime, yeah, yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Tell them what else they can do.
Basically, the biggest factor is what you make is one thing, but also what you spend. And this is the thing: a lot of people spend unconscious money because I have to go to the store. I'm bored. I got to go pick up some knickknacks, stuff like that. Uh, Make a good sit down and plan and actually see what we need and what we don't need. Okay,
And
and
don't
what
buy a new car. Don't buy any
no,
car. Don't
And,
get
and,
no
and and
car
you
for
should
the rest of this year.
no,
Tell me.
no,
right, and you
no,
can do that whether you're making money or not. If you're
make
making
it
a
money
lot of
now.
money, save your money.
Yeah, basically, and this is something because maybe I'll have him on one day, right? I'll actually interview him one day. He's actually a banker out of Washington D.C. He says the same thing. He said his plan is you should at least save half, right? Get your income up and get your spending down so you can actually save half your money, and that half should be like Shawan should be invested into hard assets. Okay, you
Hmm.
got to have
Right.
operational money, but the thing is, just like you said, some of those dollars have to go out, into the world and bring back friends, as Shawana says. Okay,
Right.
and you
And
can't do that
Yes.
if you can't do that if you're paying 8, 9, 10% interest, right? Get your spending
eight,
down.
nine. Oh, you talking about 8, 9,
8, 9
10%.
is okay,
You
but
talking about
No,
33
no,
is
no.
no.
not.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, if you're doing credit
Yeah.
cards, this is
39, Shawana. 39.
I
So
this,
you
know it
showed
is.
you
I
that.
know.
39.
I
this is back.
know. Your
Remember,
American
remember
Express,
this.
your visas, they're out of control.
Remember this back. This was
Yeah,
back.
just pay it off.
Remember this is back in the late 70s, early 80s, Shawana, with these high interest rates. It's called austerity,
Mm.
right? You know
Oh
austerity,
my
right?
gosh.
And so
I
so
loved
basically,
it.
Valid girl, I tell you.
I
I
used to
can't,
make money off of those.
I can't take you nowhere,
Hey,
Shawana.
until the government came in and said, "Hey, that's usury.
Yes, you can.
You can't do that no more."
Yeah,
What?
So I
Wait a
got
minute.
out of the business.
What did the Bible say? What
right,
did the Bible say about that, Shawana?
The
What did
Bible
the Bible
said
say
that
about overcharging people?
that He has given you life and He has given it to you abundantly.
I'm- I knew you would find a scripture.
Oh gosh.
Oh
Yes.
my God. But folks, really, in the meantime, that's what we want you to
yeah,
understand, this presidential illusion. You
yeah.
jumping up and down, you thinking that once whoever get in,
It
things
won't
gonna
matter.
be better for you. Folks, that's an illusion. Nothing going to change for you, and particularly on your local level. What the things are happening. You got these schools, kids, you just pass them, your kids can't read. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. It's
That
ridiculous.
they could become a girl or a boy or whatever.
Yeah, they
Oh
have
boy.
right to do this. I mean, I just don't understand how people let people just get away with anything. When you
Right.
sitting up Each year when I do Black Writers on Tour, I have a children writing contest. Now we have first, second, and third place and runner up. We give them the money, because they're writing. But if you would see some of the stuff we get from the ninth grade, 11th graders, it is absolutely sad, you guys. We really have a problem. So if black folk, black kids, I'm gonna say this, lags behind in technology, why don't we have something special to try to bring them up to snuff? Is it because I ain't gonna do nothing for black folk? You have English as a second language for other folks who need something so they can compete. Am I off my rocket key for saying that?
No. Basically, I mean, Dr. Rosie, it's really simple, and I say this all the time, right? Okay, what group makes the most money in the United States? Asians, right? Who studies the most in the United States?
They do.
1 + 1 = 2. Okay, who makes the least amount of money in the United States?
Black folk.
Who studies the least in the United States?
I ain't gonna say it, but I know.
Girl, you better say it. You better say it, because you know what? That is so important. I mean, knowledge is everything.
Yes.
That's why I talk about reading these propositions. I talk about reading who you're voting for, because knowledge is everything, and we stop doing it. And if you start reading, oh my God, how much money can you make? You can make so much money, Dr. Rosie. We got to understand that the money is in the knowledge.
You can't read the proposition if you don't know how to read. That's why just like back in the day when people couldn't read, whatever the preacher man said, that's what they took his gospel, because they could not read.
Well,
we're in a new
the good
day
thing
now.
is they have these apps now that can read it for you. You can put it over there. If you can't read, you can learn how to read, and you can let the app read it for you so that you can know what that thing is saying.
Now she's talking about tech. She's talking about technology now.
I mean,
okay,
you got a phone. You have a phone. If you get everybody carries a smartphone. Your tech is in your phone. Okay, your phone is a computer. It can do exactly what Shawana just said. That phone can do it for you. You're looking at it anyway. Okay.
That's why I say technology. African Americans are lagging so far behind in technology. It will blow your mind. I discovered that during COVID. We had people trying to get something from the internet, want to print, we would download it to your internet. I don't know my password. You don't know how to hit forgot? Do you know what forgot? Did you see it said forgot? Okay. So what I'm saying is right now they're backing up with AI. Girl, that sound like the devil. I ain't going to be fooling with no AI. Okay. Keep lagging.
I think that next time when somebody forgets their password all the time, and they come in, I don't know my password, make that your password, okay?
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Well, I don't know it.
I don't know my password.
I don't know it.
I don't know my password. That's your password. Go type it in, okay?
Oh, my God. But folks,
and everybody will be doing it. Let me check and see if
in
this is your password. I don't know it.
In the meantime, folks, I want you to go and talk to your parents. Make sure they have their house in order. Parents, talk to your children. Children, go and teach and help your grandmother or your mothers. Help them to be technically savvy. Please do that. So they'll know how to bank online. So they're not trying to get to the bank and standing in a line.
And you got to be patient with them.
You got to be patient with them.
Because they're going to be resistant. I don't know how to do this, baby, but you got to learn how to do it, okay? Let's do it again. And you got to be patient.
That's right. Teach them about computer. Teach them, about banking. Teach them about the scams, because a lot of they don't know. They're not out here with us. They haven't heard because they're not reading about all these scams. That's what you need to do. In the meantime, and Keith, we have something on the board.
Okay. It says, Keith, at what point will you say that we should turn almost all of our cash into hard assets as inflation and crashing economy is too much to recover from? ASAP, as soon as possible. Probably, if you asked Shawana, should have done it yesterday. Okay, that's what he said.
Want putting it in gold and silver?
Well, gold and silver are what I call emergency assets, right? In case something goes wrong.
It's hot. It is hot right now.
It's hot. It's hot, but it's an
It
emergency.
is hot right now. I mean, because
How
that's
much
really big. Right
But
now, it's at almost $2,500. About
Yeah,
6 months ago, it was at $1,900. Come on
yeah,
now.
yeah. But the thing is, gold because of
And
the
then
hot.
years ago, about 10 years ago, it was at $800.
Oh,
It's
more
at
than that.
2,500, 600.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, $800, a $500, $600 increase.
Hmm.
People are buying. I mean, even the banks are investing in gold and silver. You got to follow what they're doing. They're
Yeah.
doing it. Why aren't you doing it? You
Yeah,
have to do that.
I mean, that's part of it, but that's more of an emergency thing. The thing is, when it said hard assets, should be like what Shawana does, which is real estate, which is stocks and bonds. If you can get into it, that will actually give you a more consistent return. Those are hard assets. Okay. Those are hard assets. Basically, not having a mortgage, right? Because what's the biggest factor as far as your expenses, right?
Oh, you
Yeah.
hit it right on the head. That I say to people every day, you guys, you do not have to wait 30 years to pay these houses off because
Right.
they give it to you like that. Look how much money you, 100,000, you paying 300,000. Look at the money you can save.
Yeah.
Even if the family get together and pay this house off, they could take the interest that they were paying and help the next family. Folks, that's a big one. I just gave away at least about $5,000 worth of information. Yeah, y'all got it for free.
Yeah.
Y'all
Got it
got
for
it
free.
free. Now, what
For
you want
free.
to do
For
out there
free.
too? That's right. You want to get my book, Getting Out of Debt Made Simple? Show you how to
Yes.
save $6,000 a year without increasing your income. Creating a Budget Made Simple. You want to get that book, and Understanding Credit Made Simple. You want to get those 3 books and sit down with your family, because budgeting is the key
Yes.
to empowering yourself. You got to know where you're going. You got to know what's coming in and what's going out. You need to know what going out that should not go out no more. You need to cut those cable. Yeah, I'm giving some good information now. You need to cut that cable off. This ain't no time to paying $200 a month for cable when you don't have a nickel in the bank. Now, I'm
That's
just saying that if I'm telling the truth, somebody say amen.
And, all those I used to call addictions habits, right? You got to be in control of those habits, okay? And habits is either your food, your clothing, your shopping, like you say, your cable bill, all the stuff that's not necessary for you to live, right? Those are habits.
Yeah.
You got to be able to control. I'm saying not get rid of them all, but actually control them. That's where your money's going. Yeah.
And put that money, once you get rid of it, put that money in an emergency fund. And that next time when the battery die or the tires go out, you pull from that emergency fund versus putting it on your debit card or your credit card. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. These are things that we need to do in the meantime. Then you have time. Yeah, then you have time to go to the schools and fight. Then you have time to go to your councilman or go to that office. But when you're broke, you can't do nothing but try to put in every hour you can at work or in your business. Folks, finance, freedom, really, what money got to do with it? Money has a lot to do with freedom.
Money and knowledge and wisdom is power. Okay, that's your power.
Yeah, as Prince said, money can't buy you happiness, but it will help you along the road towards it.
Absolutely.
But hey, Shawana, it can't buy you happiness.
Something like that.
It will actually prevent misery, though.
Who's that song?
It said can't buy you happiness.
Money can't buy you happiness,
But
but
it'll
it'll be fun on the way towar's it.
It will actually prevent misery. Okay, because
it can make you fool somebody like you love them.
I know, right? Or like they love you.
I'll make them not care, huh?
Or like they love you, Dr. Rosie. Either you love them or they love you.
Yeah.
You're the one with the money. They like, ooh, I love you, girl.
Yeah. You know what? I said, and I love my money, and money and love don't mix. That's what I tell them when they come to me. I say, baby, money and love don't mix. I'm surprised you didn't bring out that scripture in Ecclesiastes. It says that money, Ecclesiastes 7:11, I believe. It says
okay,
money.
Go ahead. Tell us, Doctor. Reverend Rose.
Money answers all. Did you hear me? So that's why I'm saying get out of debt.
Get out of debt, yeah.
Yeah,
Get out of
because
debt.
if your kids see you pulling out a card and charging, they're gonna do the same thing. That's why you have, is it genetically broke? Grandma was poor, mom is poor. It runs in the family. Y'all, come on,
Yeah.
poverty does not run in the family. Same
No, it doesn't
behavior.
run in God's family, that's for sure. He said
Right.
you made in his likeness, and he is
That's
not
right.
broke.
That's right. And
He
you
is
do
not
not.
broke.
And
You
make
do not
and
go.
make your family become their own emergency fund, okay? Instead of you being their
Mm-hmm.
emergency fund, okay?
Ooh, you
I
gonna
know,
have
I
folks
know,
That's
I
so
know,
mad.
true.
You
That's so
gonna
I'm
make
true.
bad.
Ooh, you gonna
Yeah,
have somebody
you
calling
teach the
up here. I
kids
was getting ready. I asked my
you
grandmama
got to
for
take care
some
of
money.
yourself.
Keith, I could hear
Mm-hmm.
somebody calling up telling me, "Yeah, I just asked my grandmama about a loan, but she heard somebody on your show." Said, but I'm gonna tell you this: when it comes to
And,
lending money,
Mm,
if you need it back, you better keep it.
yes.
Because in a down
well,
economy like this,
talking
people
about
mean well
debt,
can't pay you
Dr.
back.
Rosie.
They ain't gonna pay you
Talking
back.
about debt in the Bible, in Proverbs, it talks
Mm,
about the rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender.
yes, ma'am.
We need to put that in the sky. I wish we could just put that in the sky
The
so
rich
people can
rule over
look
the
up and
poor,
All right, the clock on the wall,
and the
so we got to go,
borrower is
folks.
a
oh, we got to
slave to
get
the
up
lender.
out of here, you guys. This show is going to air at 6 p.m. See you guys next week. They say we got to go.